Tarumbeta italia katika anga.
Like this. That is how the trumpet will sound.
If that is the case, then how we are meeting the National Police Service Commission tomorrow, by the way. And we are going to ask them these questions. Why do police officers sometimes turn protests into riots?
All the time.
Because, so
Victims.
first of all, let me make a clarification here. Many people have called our committee asking the same question you're asking us on what is the progress with compensation of victims. You need to see action.
So inasemekanaga ukiona hiyo this is a corruption free zone, it means corruption there is free.
It's free.
Yeah.
It comes at no cost.
It's operating freely.
Yeah, it's operating freely.
What?
Yes.
Bro, hakuna kitu Kenyans hawapendi kama kulose money. Asikudanganyi. Ati maze, you're pinching my, you're like pickpocketing me na naona next time sita. Kama ni street, kama ni Lutuli ulisanyiwa na chokora, hautairudi Lutuli anymore. Kenyans hawapendi where they're losing money.
IKONINI.
Episode 597. Tusema like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend, sindio?
Yeah.
Na leo tuko na one of those controversial figures because it depends with who you're talking to. Kuna watu ukiongea nao watasema he's a nationalist, kuna watu ukiongea nao watasema he's a sellout. Lakini tuko na Gabriel Oguda. Of course, he's a columnist. He's also like ulikuwa na work for the office of the
Leader of Minority.
National
Assembly.
Yes. And are you an aspiring author or you're just a columnist? You're not?
Yeah. So I've been writing tweets and Facebook posts.
Yes.
But I think now it's important for me now to start putting a book together.
Yes.
So that I can tell my story.
Okay, yeah. So tuko na Gabriel Oguda, and of course he is known for a few things. One of the things tunamjua juu yake ni that phrase, we shall be there no matter what. Is that a phrase or a sentence? We shall be there no matter what. That's a sentence. Yes?
That's an exclamation. That's like a clarion call.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you been there? And are we there? Because we shall be there.
Podcast for the first time. So nimefika finally. We are now here no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Tutabonga history yetu maze leo bana.
So umekuaje kwanza?
No, niko sawa. As you can see, niko na tai na nini na shati. It means nimetoka kazi. And nimekuja kuambia juu ya kazi. Na other things about me.
Okay, so it's very interesting because I remember like when we spoke now on the day of this shoot, tukiongea uliniambia like ni headed to State House and then so squeezy una work from State House ama?
Yeah, so tumetoka State House leo. Hata niko sure if you have updated with the president's social media pages, he's just posted the meeting we had with him. My committee yenye niliwekwa ni ile inaitwa the 10-point agenda committee.
Okay.
Before Jacom left us in October last year.
Yes.
Jacom undertook to implement some critical issues that Gen Z walikuwa napiga wanataka. People have been suffering in this country. I mean, we don't live in mass, but we have not come here today.
Yes.
So a lot of things happened in 2024.
Yes.
And at that point, if you remember, our country was in bad shape.
Yes.
So Jacome undertook to take it upon himself as the nationalist that he was, and he still is, because me, I don't believe the guy is dead, but I believe Jacome still lives in our hearts.
Yes.
So he said, I cannot watch this country go down because our children will blame us for it.
Okay.
And so he decided to engage the president whether these issues that were being raised at that time can be addressed through a channel in which everyone can get to have their views aired and those critical issues be implemented. Hence the committee yenye niko, committee inaitwa Committee Overseeing the Implementation of the NADCO Report and the 10-point agenda.
Yes.
Or the COIN-10 committee.
What are these 10 points, if we could start with that?
10 points is a good thing, Mwaf. I thought tulikuwa tunaanza na story yangu ya life, but let me take you guys through the 10 points.
The 10 points, because
natembeanga na hii simu.
Swali nataka kukuuliza after hii 10 points, and imebidi nikuulize before tuanze. Nisa kuuliza maswali yote. So wacha tuanze soft kwanza.
I have assured you that I am free to, you can ask any question.
Yes.
Mimi, my life is in public bana, so mimi sina kitu ya kuficha. Ujamata niuliza kama nabeba bunduki na kumwambia mimi sina enemies, but if I have one, you will tell me, you guys. Mimi bana, I don't believe in those things. So I'm actually reading from the MOU
Yes.
that was signed between His Excellency the President and the Right Honorable Prime Minister. MOU,
Yes.
let's go straight to the 10-point agenda.
Yes.
Actually, the 10-point agenda is actually 10 points.
Yes.
Number 1 ni full implementation ya NADCO report. Nakumbukanga ile time ya Bomas yenye sufuria movement tukienda kwa maandamano watu wazimio.
Jeremiah Kioni.
Unakumbuka? There's a famous photo of Edwin Sifuna bana amevaa sufuria.
Yes.
Akiwa in some slum area. Alafu mtu anamchekelea ati wale wabukuzu wagani bana bukuzu men don't wear sufurias on their heads. Ati umetu let down. Unakumbuka?
Yes, yes.
So that was the maandamano ile yetu ya 2023. So after that, we went to the NADCO process to address those issues, the cost of living.
Yes.
So Jacom carried forward the issues that were pending in the NADCO process. Akasema, because the Gen Z also are raising other issues, tuanze na historical, hizo zenye zilikuwa mbeleni, tuongeze na hizi zingine ya Gen Zs, we move on together because Jacom didn't want to leave others behind. For others will ask, what about the hours yenye tulikuwa tunasema ya year before? So number 1 ni full implementation and NADCO report.
So NADCO report ilikuwa na vitu kama gani? Like, can you give us just a few pointers to ukimention? Like, what was there?
So NADCO ni National Dialogue Committee.
Yes.
National ni Nation Kenya. Dialogue ni watu wanaongea. Committee is a group of people coming together to ask Kenyans, kujeni mtuambie hizo stories zenu ni gani tuweke, alafu tunaenda to implement. So issues to do with the electoral justice, for example.
Okay.
You remember, at the time we were going for maandamano 2023, Jacom was saying, ufungua sava. Nakumbuka? Ile story ati tuko na results zetu, awale wako na yao, msipofungua sava, sisi ndio tuliwin. Unakumbuka? So electoral justice, and you have seen kumekuwa na nini na selection panel ya IBC. Now we have an IBC commission. At that time there was no IBC commission.
Yes.
So part of the NADCO process ni hiyo ya kuweka IBC in place and so on and so forth. Walikuwa wamesema hata stories za cost of living. At that time nakumbuka ile the sufuria movement. Sufuria was a manifestation of hii sufuria nimeweka kwa kichwa inafaa ikuwe kwa kitchen.
Okay.
Ikipika watu wakipika, but because niko nayo hapa it means haina food. So cost of living.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
When it was raised in NADCO, the cost of living was so high. Cost of basic products, chakula, unga, fuel. Unakumbukanga? Every 14th day of the month, the Ministry of Energy releasing the normal prices here the next month.
Yes.
So cost of living and a lot of things. So issues of cost of living, electoral justice.
Yes.
Yeah, that time. So those are the Azimio Kenya Kwanza issues that were at that time.
Okay.
So number 1, ni full implementation NADCO report.
So number 2.
Number 2, inclusivity in all spheres of public life.
Okay.
Jacom was categorical that Kenya belongs to all persons.
Okay.
Regardless of their ethnicity, religion, generation or geographic location. Hii Kenya ni yetu yote bana.
Yes.
So ile story ya shares. Atiyo kama hukupigia ichi kura, ati wewe ufai upewe sijui kazi kwa gava, unakumbuka? So Jacom said that Gen Zs are complaining hawana kazi. Unanielewa? Kwa nini hawana kazi? Kwa sababu every time that there's an advert ya kazi, umeona bana, you live in this country bro.
Yes.
Unaona bana, kuna watu wengine bana, ukiona list ya watu wenye wamepewa kazi bana, I mean you can tell either they belong to a certain ethnicity majority, they belong to a certain religion, a certain generation, old people, middle-aged people, young people, or geographic location. Right? Like we met Mbadi the other day by the finance minister. Alikuwa nasema for the first time tulikuwa in Mbadi's office kuna list ya all previous cabinet secretaries wa finance.
Yes, I know that.
Bro bana, is the first Luo for finance minister. So Jacom was saying tuangalie merit, tuangalie regional balance, tuangalie generational balance. Like for example, hakuna haja uambie young person ati kazi ya director imekuwa floated in a parastatal and you need 15 years experience. So if 15 years, how will a young person mwenye ametoka tu kole?
Yes.
Ati hiyo experience atoa wapi? Yet uko sure ukimpatia hii kazi na za chapa.
Yes.
Because there's more to work than experience. Hata historia ya mentorship unaona. So Jacom was very categorical. Even though the Gen Zs walimwambia weka home. Alisema, boss bana, hawa ni watoto wangu bana. Some of them might even be my grandchildren.
Yes.
So we want to live a country that is the issues my grandchildren and my children are raising. Ikuwe implemented whether I am there or not. That's why you see he might not be there with us now. but we are still pursuing these issues that are left with us. So inclusivity in all public spheres of life. Number 3, protecting and strengthening devolution.
Okay.
Mambo ya counties bro bana. You know, before devolution, ukitaka pesa ulikuwa unaenda kwa president bana. Mpaka upige magoti. Ndio upewe pesa bro. So kitambo bana, kama wewe hujapigia, Moi used to come with a phrase called siasa mbaya maisha mbaya. Ati kama wewe ni mtu wa opposition zones, haupati barabara, ampati kila kitu. So Jacom decided, the guys who gave us the new constitution walisema, let us devolve services. Zingine zipewe counties kama health services. Hospitali mazee ukiwa na shida, hospitali inaenda is run by the county government. ECD is run by the county government. So tutoe pesa bana kwa centralized system bana, ndio watu wazipewe based on unajua nani.
Yes. Ama
ulipigia nani kura. Sahi, your governor, it doesn't matter whether ni mtu wa ODM ama ni mtu wa UDA. The Commission for Revenue Allocation, ndio CRA. Wanakujanga na formula every year. Hiyo formula iko na matrix. Tukana tuwapatie pesa ngapi this year hivyo based on vastness, population, marginalization hivyo. So every county gets money every year.
Yes.
Tunasikia hata Gachagua akisema hizo stories zake za nini? Ati kuna watu wanapewa pesa sijui wanafanyia nini. At least we agree that for the first time pesa inafika mashinani.
Yes.
Unashika? So Jacomo was saying we need to protect what we already have, devolution. Tukiprotect devolution, ndio hata watoto for the first bana the counties bana wako wameona tarmac road before devolution bana. Lakini wakipata governor mzuri wameona tarmac. Hawako hata na hospitali bana, hizi referral hospitals. Bana bro bana, I've been reading newspaper reports. Kuna people, mothers, there are some hospitals in this country wanafanya cesarean section. For the first time bana. Like madaktari wote wa cesarean walikonga Nairobi. Ati medsup ukitaka kuona mtu wa kufanya nini surgery ati mpaka ufanyiwe referral kuja Nairobi bana, ama kuja the nearest one Nyeri for example, watu wa Northeastern. For the first time bana, we have hospitals in Northeastern province bana wanafanywa cesarean ya delivery, skilled delivery ya mothers. That is because of the evolution.
Okay.
Number 4, promoting and protecting the livelihoods of young people.
Okay.
Jacomo was very categorical that even though mulisema nikae nyumbani. Unakumbuka yule msichana anamwambia bana Jacomo bana, wewe umetushughulikia sana, but this is not your fight.
Yes,
we'll take over from where you left. So wake her home. Wewe bana, we have your spirit with us bana, we'll carry on this matter for nini forward, sindio? So Jacomo said, Jacomo alisema, najua hao watoto waliniambia nikae home nisiparticipate kwa Gen Z movement. But alisema because those issues they raised are pertinent towards national development, nitaweka the agenda kwa 10 points so that they can find space. And he told HE, urgent and massive investment must be made in all high potential sectors of the economy, including mining, blue economy, agriculture and ICT, to create sufficient employment opportunities that provide ways for young people to earn a decent living.
Okay.
Can you imagine, bro? Job opportunities for young people. Like, we have an agenda item just addressing the critical issues of young people that came out of the Gen Z movement. Unakumbuka? And this Jacomo aliweka hii kitu hapa bana. Because alisema, I agree with them. They are my people. They remind me of me when I was young. We must ensure that as we discuss national issues, we must include their issues there. So, promoting and protecting the livelihoods of young people. Number 5, leadership and integrity. Nikushua mwafu bana. Kenyans are concerned about the expression of opulence accompanied by rude and arrogant conduct by public officers.
But this president is still kuna majuzi like when I had this same interview with Itumbi. I remember telling Itumbi that when I hear the president is wearing a 7 million shilling jacket and I see his expensive watch, I know it's his money, but you shouldn't do that. And so I feel like that one haijaenda pahali. There's still that display of opulence. Because when a lot of us think about 7 million, ukipatia Ian saizi 7 million, Ian tayari kuna piece of land in a very prime area. If you give him 7 million, the first thing I know this guy is going to do is buy a GLE. Nico, guaranteed, that's a car. But you see, a car, he would need to tell me this is 7 million shillings. Ruto on the other side, amevaa kwa jacket, yani hii jacket ni GLE, una understand like GLE na jacket like
jacket ni life changing money
lakini GLE yana anajua kiingia tu pahali atakuwa ni heshima, kila mtu mhesh umefika mhesh. So you understand now with the GLE we can even understand like when we see the expensive cars tunaweza elewa ni gari, lakini unajua nguo kuona bango ya 7 million that's opulence.
So Mwaf, this is what I tell people.
Yes.
You see my committee is supposed to, you know, these views you are raising.
Yes.
That's the reason why we exist, bro. Because eventually we are going to give him a report.
Yes.
Wakenya wanasema hivi mwesh bana. Hizi vitu ulisema utafanya, hivi ndio maoni yao.
Still showing, still displaying opulence.
Unanishika? Mimi ni kama messenger, mnanituma. Niende ni represent issues zenu. I can assure you Mwaf, we are going to come for validation. Validation ni after stakeholder participation, because we are going to meet the people.
Yes.
They are going to tell us, and we welcome these sentiments, bro.
Yes.
Tell us everything you wanted to say, because Giacomo was categorical before he died. He wanted something called an intergenerational conclave, where every generation, whether you are old or young or whatever, mukuje to ventilate. Tuseme, kama 10 point agenda, iko na issues zako ziko hapo ndani sema. Na kama iko, wewe kwa maoni yako unafaa, which are these critical issues you want us to go and tell the president, mazee, hapa mazee, you need to do something about it.
Alafu pia come to leadership and integrity. Another thing that comes up is majuzi Migona was on podcast ya best yetu anaitwa Ogato, The Couch Connect. And Miguna talked about someone like Sonko, where tunajua Sonko didn't finish his sentence at Shimolateo. And right now Sonko is telling us he might run for the presidency. You understand? So leadership and integrity, like which integrity are we talking about? You understand? So
yes. There are other documents that Nini depict that they do not support his very own existence.
Yes.
Hizo za nini? Hizo za Shimolatewa?
No, there are other certificates.
Okay.
Pia alikuwa allegedly had a death certificate.
Yes. From
so that's
cardiac
how he was
arrest.
able to
From
Really?
yes, before being arrested, he also got a cardiac
So it doesn't
arrest.
exist, Ama?
No, after being arrested, he got a cardiac arrest and succumbed.
Oh yeah?
So
there should be a grave somewhere, Ama nini?
Yes, there is, but he's also not many allegations. So there's an allegation that there exists a death certificate of the person who went to Shimolateo.
Oh.
So this other guy was literally born again.
At you.
Oh, no, listen. You know me.
There are not allegations.
The allegations.
No, Mwaf, Mimi, this is what I tell guys. Mimi, sijaona, if I see it, I'll believe it. I'm honest with you, bro. But as I'm saying, we are coming to Kenyans.
Yes.
We are telling them, boss, if you have any pertinent concerns,
yes,
especially with these 10 points that have been captured here, kuja utuambie kwa maoni yako, because listen, we need to make progress as a country. You know, Giacomo always told us,
yes,
there will be a time when utakuwa hapa kwa IKONINI podcast, because you will not be here forever.
Yes.
But this is like a media house. Wanishika? What you are doing to us, in service to the country. This one, what we are doing here right now.
Yes.
Because first of all, we are informing them on what are we doing. Second, you are providing for us a platform. Kitambo akukunga na podcast. So, we want a situation where Mwaf, kuna siku moja bana utakuwa umechoka na hii kazi unasema bana, me have done my national duty.
Yes.
So even me, I want one day watu waseme there used to be somebody called Oguda. He might not have done everything wanted him to do, but at least alimove your needle. Penye umefikia hata mtoto wako mazee anaichukua kutoka hapo. What we must not do, Mwaf, is to stagnate as a country. To come in the same spot we were in 1963, for example. You know, 1963, when our forefathers got independence, we were fighting 3 evils: ati ujinga, umasikini, what was this called? Ignorance, disease, na poverty. You know? Do you know in 2026, we are still fighting ignorance, disease, and poverty. While our literacy rate might have been, I was looking at the numbers, I took 89%, 90% of literacy rate. But ujinga is not about reading and writing alone.
Yes.
Mimi, on my own opinion, literacy rate should not be a marker for intellectual development. Because you might know how to read and write. Just reading, everyone can read and write, bro. But can you internalize what you are reading? Can you make sense out of it? can you make sense of it and help make that thing help you improve the condition, the situation of the country where we are right now? And so, if this podcast is contributing towards national development, because that's what I'm seeing, the media exists to open up the space for people to express themselves in a way in which you can move the needle, ndio kila mtu a benefit from knowledge, information, anything that's happening around them, so that they can make better choices in life. Because me, I believe, now I give these people this example. There are some high schools where kuna hii motto inaitwa knowledge is power. Ama education is the key to success. Sijui starehe mlikuwa natulenge juu.
Yeah, natulenge juu.
Because this guy went to starehe. Natulenge juu, unaona? So there are some high schools yenye their only motto was, yani wao watu ushago. Unajua motto ya shule yako, it depends on which school you went to. Shule za ushago, the information, the knowledge itself was enough to make them powerful.
Yes.
Because they were the elite of their villages. But unaenda kwa shule ya village, kama unajua kutumia Bunsen burner bro. Sasa wewe unaweza organize mawaya kwa village faction. Ama ku connect negative na positive ya battery. Na hiyo ni jamaa amefika tu form 4. So knowledge is power for that person in the village. Sasa yeye ndio wa kusema. Ati mazeba nani amekata hiyo waya, ita nani bana alifanya physics, unaona? Lakini Mwaf will tell you bana watu walienda starehe bana, the cream of the crop the entire country. Sasa huyu jamaa knowledge is power might not be a motto for him. Sasa aspirations zake ziko juu kuliko ile jamaa wa village. I was telling you bana, before I came to Nairobi, mimi nilikuwa mtu wa village. I came to Nairobi for the first time nikuja university. University bro. And so when I first saw
Kwa mtu wa Gweng.
Mimi nilikuwa mtu wa Gweng. So I'm telling you Mwaf,
village.
This is very important.
Oh, so there's Gwen and Gweno.
Gweng.
Yeah.
Okay. Gweng. This podcast.
Just knows Gweno.
Huyu jamaa bana boss. If you go to your village right now, kuna watoto wenye wananonga tu Nairobi kwa TV. Wanasema one day hata mimi nitaenda Nairobi, unaona? For them the aspiration is just to go and see the lights. For them watakuwa wamefika bana. Lakini wewe umezaliwa kwa lights kwa sababu wewe ni mtu wa Pumwani. Bro bana. Wewe hata hiyo, wewe sasa nini yako hierarchy of needs imeimprove. Sasa kuna mtu wenye ako chini hapa fighting poverty. Wewe ushatoka kwa poverty bana, wewe hierarchy of needs iko juu. So this podcast, what is it doing? It is making everyone equal. Mtu mwenye ana knowledge, anapewa knowledge, ndio akue powerful, afike Nairobi, he makes sense out of his life, ndio arudi nini. We came from home to make home better, unaona?
Yes.
So Mwaf, people might not tell you, but if there's one person you've changed their lives, me, I told you before your mic was on. People might not know bana. When I went to the University of Nairobi for the first time, this guy bana, he used to be a big shot in this town. Sikuzi naonanga watu wanakudharau bro bana. They just don't know you very well. This guy used to come and rap for us. Huyu mali konga rapa bana.
Yeah.
Kitambo students walikonga watu wa Sonu, we see nilikuwa UON.
Ulikuwa Sonu pia?
No, mimi sikuwa Sonu.
Okay.
So every weekend to keep us busy, kwa sababu unajua watu wa university wanakonga na maneno mingi kwa kichwa. Ndio tusiende kwa drug abuse nini. They used to organize for us gigs like cultural events, you know, my entertainment shows. But they used to ask artists at that time wakuje watuimbie bana. This guy, the first time I saw him kwa platform, tuko kwa crowd, tuko kwa kiwanja hapo UON grounds. This guy, the first thing I remember him with, ati boss, kama uko na kitu yote kwa mfuko weka juu. Bana mimi sijui nilikuwa na kalamu ama nilikuwa na nini.
Amko na pesa.
Azi. Mtu ameweka keys ya dome, mtu sijui ameweka nini. This guy can rap about keys. Like kifunguo. Sijui keys, sijui the key to life, sijui bana bro. Hiyo ma cypher sessions. That's when I first knew Mwafrika. And I tell you Mwaf, if there's anyone who ever wanted to meet you, it's me. Just to tell you that while other people might not appreciate the role you played, especially in the, unajua somebody told me to sema zini majenzi wa kitambo because Gen Z is a generation.
Yes.
So majenzi hawajui the role you played in the lives of millennials those days when us we were in campus. Because I can tell you Mwaf bana, that's why I respect mpaka kutopizo mpaka sahi.
Yes.
Okto, I saw Okto kama bado anavaa hizo vitu mbaya za slums bana. Akaenda kutry his lines huko Sarakasi Dome. There used to be these events called Words and Pictures, Wapi.
Yes,
by British Council.
Yes.
Bana, every weekend I used to go to Sarakasi Dome in Ngara bana. Because Wapi used to be organized. Cypher sessions. The upcoming artists. Octo bana hazikuwa amevaa aje bana. I respect Octo for the hustle. That guy self-made bana. You can fault him for other things, but you can't fault him for the hustle, bro. That's why for me, when Jacom says we need to take care of the young people's interest, I know that even Jacom, if had he been alive, angekuwa natuambia bana Oguda bana umefika pijo story ya young people. Because me, I know the problems young people go through in this country. It's not easy for even Moaf to have to have this podcast right now. There are very many people who want to be in the media industry bana wanataka tu resources. Ataka kufanya kazi kwa TV station. Wanataka tu kuorganize their own phone bana wakwe na hizi cameras. But hawana resources.
Yes.
So Jacomo said, let us mainstream their issues, tuwapatie incentive ndio waanze kuweka hizo mavitu zao za private practice. Wapate mapato, watoke kwa streets bana wa earn video. They go and better their societies where they come from bana. So I'm just brushing through. The number six.
Before uende kwa number 6, wacha kwa tumemention.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you this death certificate that existed.
Oh.
It was actually a whole...
Like this thing is real.
Yeah, this thing was real. But as we are saying, it's just one
It's
of
just
the...
a document on.
It's a document online, so you don't know how
This
to...
is DMK Media Group.
Yeah.
If there are people to be sued ni wao bana.
Yeah.
No, but Ebu, let me read.
Nachiki the name of the deceased.
Mbuvi Gideon Kioko. Ati cause of death ni cardiopulmonary arrest. Hiyo ni heart attack.
Yes.
Cardio ni heart.
Afu shimo la tewa iko wapi?
Iko Mombasa.
Ona hospitali alikufia?
Okay, so where is the hospital?
It's around here. Yeah.
Coast General.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with the deceased. To say alleged.
Yeah.
I have an issue with registrar upon guy confirmed.
Yeah.
Is it nani?
There's also
Shumari MK, name of registering officer.
Yeah.
Afu name and description of informant ni Dr. Gitonga.
Yes. So the two of them, if that's a person who was alive.
Oh, IJAM Wambua.
Yes.
District/Assistant Registrar of Mombasa hereby certify that this certificate is compiled from an entry return in the Registrar of Deaths in the district.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know government records, before you're given this thing,
Yes.
kuna kitu kuna duplicate. Inawekwa kwa file. So I mean, let's trace the file.
So the problem is not with the person who is alleged to have ceased from living,
Yes.
than the people who certified that he ceased.
Kama bado wako ni, you know, the government exists in perpetuity, so wao pia wanaweza itwa wakuja waseme Kenya wanajua. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So kulikuwa na hiyo, but tuendelee. So that was agenda number 5. What's agenda number 6?
Agenda number 5. Agenda number 6 ni story ya
because anajua the reason tunabonga hivi kwa watu wanajua NADCO report. For the average Kenyan anatujuagi NADCO report. We always hear implementation, then tunasikia the 10-point agenda.
So what happened with the NADCO report? The
Yes.
NADCO report was Nini. Finally, the report was digested into what we are calling bills.
Yes.
Because, you know, in Kenya,
Yes.
for you to effect change, you have to put it on paper. You have to convert a bill into an act of parliament for posterity.
Yes.
Unanishika?
Yeah.
So, ukitaka kitu yenye it needs to, an idea needs to outlive you more.
Yes.
Kama wewe umekuja for example a death penalty bill. You need to put in your Kenya parliament waende wapitishe ndio ikuwe law. Ndio hata ukikufa you know, when you go to the parliament as a library. The kind but you can get to know what your MP, wewe unaniambia ulikuwa unatoka Nyakachi.
Yes.
Your MP Ojwang Kombudo, there used to be an MP called Ojwang Kombudo for Nyakachi. If you want to know the record of Ojwang Kombudo as MP for Nyakachi, you can go to the parliamentary Hansard. Hansard is a record of parliamentary proceedings.
Yes.
Like they tap that thing word for word.
Oh.
Kenya ulisema on an issue on a particular day. Icon records kama library. So you go to library unasema Ojwang Kombudo was MP between these years and these years. On this kuna kitu walikuwa naongea story, kuna siku walikuwa naongea story ya road accidents in Kenya for example, na ali contribute. You can get to know Ojwang Kombudo's position on road accidents if at all he contributed on that issue in bunge. Like somebody cannot misquote you. And so what happened in NADCO, Jacom was very categorical because he was also involved in NADCO. Alikuwa nasema let's entrench these recommendations into bills that is going ipitishe kwa bunge ndio zikuwe acts of parliament and sasa in law. When you see the president assenting into bills, it means ameapprove bill sasa ikuwe kama sheria. Sasa it to govern. So NADCO kuna bills.
Okay, so ikikam to agenda number 6, it's that one agenda which
Yeah.
is
Agenda in
very
riots.
easy on paper, very hard to implement. So
Yeah,
what's
number
agenda
6
number
is
6?
the right to peaceful assembly and protests under Article 37 and compensation of all pending claims of abuse and derogation of this right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe let's start with EO.
Yeah.
I think after this, 2025, Kenyans still went to the streets after the 10-point agenda,
Yes.
and Kenyans were still killed. So how practical is also agenda number 6?
Yeah. So we have timelines to monitor the implementation. So you see, ini Echi alicommit, the president alicommit that the right to peaceful assembly is enshrined in law.
Yes.
Unanishika? Bro bana, ukiwa na grievance yoyote na mtu bwana, uko na right ya kwenda kwa streets to air your grievance. Unanishika? The committee has met the Kenya National Commission of Human Rights because they are the custodians of human rights in Kenya, the government body. And we were discussing with them, kwa maoni yenu, history of the right to peaceful assembly and protests. What recommendations do you have for us so that we can go and advise the president? Because this is a government body entrusted with protecting human rights in Kenya. So there was this issue that was arising. I didn't even think about it until they mentioned it. Ati riots in Kenya,
Protest. Let's use
protest. Every Kenyan wanaendanga kwa streets for example, professional bodies kama KMPDU wakidelay salaries, ama doctors union wanaendanga kwa streets ndio wakisema lipa kama tender ama madaktari sijui walipwe kama biashara, watu wa biashara unashika and no one has an issue with them, right? Kwa nini political protesters watu wenye wako na political agenda ndio wanakuanga victims ya police brutality wakenda kwa streets, lakini protesters were other things kama nurses,
yes,
kama doctors, kama accountants, other professional, other LSK. Unakumbuka ile time nini lawyer Kimani alikufa kwa police jail, unakumbuka? The Purple Ribbon Movement, ile yenye LSK walienda kwa streets bana, wali protest no hawakufanyiwa tear gas. So Kenya CR gave me a concept, I think gave us a concept to think about, like when does a protest turn into a riot?
Yes.
Unanishika? And I never looked at it like that. So in law, the law, Article 37 does not talk about riots. It talks about protests. And so what we need to ask ourselves, when does a protest turn into a riot for police to intervene? Because if a protest doesn't turn into a riot, there will be no need of intervention ya polisi. It will be peaceful. Na watu watarudi nyumbani after presenting their grievances of memoranda to government bodies who are involved. Unanishika? And so vile uliniambia history there have been other protests after the June 24 movement.
Yes.
Now we are asking ourselves as a committee, how do we make sure that protests don't turn into riots?
Yes.
Is it the police, the anti-riot police, that make protests turn into riots by provoking protesters? Is it? If that is the case, then how we are meeting the National Police Service Commission tomorrow, by the way. And we are going to ask them these questions. Why do police officers sometimes turn protests into riots?
All the time.
Because that's the information we are getting from the public. That sisi tunanga ubaya, tunanga kwa streets but tuko peaceful. Mpaka Gen Z used to say we are peaceful. We are peaceful. Nakumbuka?
Yes.
Mpaka wana hold flag. Na police ndio na provoke. Alafu wana retaliate. Then the situation escalates to a riot. And then it's everyone for himself. So the law is very clear that everyone has a right to protest.
Yes.
So we need to agree among ourselves as Kenyans, mkuje mtu advise, how do we ensure protests don't turn into riots? Ndio hii right yako ya kuprotest ikuwe enshrined ibaki tu hivyo bro. Kwa sana mimi sitaki mazee government iseme ati from now onwards ati we have outlawed protest. Bana bro, let me tell you, there will always be an issue to protest about. Always. And you can't deny anyone the right to go to the streets to protest. So we are asking Kenyans, if you have any recommendations on how we can prevent protests from turning into riots, whether it's on the police side or on the protesters' side, I know there have been many ideas floated. Kuna jamaa alikuwa anataka kupeleka bill bunge ati ile ya kuregulate kuregulate protest.
Yes.
Sasa sisi we are welcoming all views. We are not partisan.
I think ilikuwa pia on the ODM side kulikuwa na mother anaitwa nani? Pasaris.
Pasaris. Yes, nakumbuka
but
she withdrew it, ama?
I don't know
Yeah.
if she, but it was one of those damn, ODM is the protest party. Like how does that, but still with that
No,
comes
it's not that the ODM is a protest party. Kenya as a country was born out of the Mau Mau movement, if you have to believe our historians. That was a revolutionary movement. That's a protest movement. Right?
Yes.
So it's not ODM alone. Kenya was born out of protests. Protesting against white minority rule. If my history teacher taught me well. So it's not ODM alone.
Yes.
Hata watu wa UDA.
Asi nikisema stories of ODM, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying like this is the party that we knew to be evil, najua, like pro-protest and pro-picketing, and that's why it's even there in the 10-point agenda, because ODM has always been known for that. So for an ODM member to be the one to try and push that bill, it was one of those like hiyo ODM inafanya nini, but still tukistick na hiyo kuna hiyo story ya compensation. Story ya compensation imekuwa interesting. I want to know, mshatry to meet the families, because the average Kenyan, and I always say like from the outside looking at hizo vitu kuna sozusha wako like we don't want any compensation without justice, but me on the other side I've been here on record saying wacha watu walipwe, because this money can help those families do 1, 2, 3 things as justice is pursued. Pursued, because justice on the other side takes a very long time. Yes. Correct. But in the meantime, some of these families can use that money to pay bills and pay this and pay this. So have you met any of the families, and what's there if you come to history a compensation of
So
victims?
First of all, let me make a clarification here. Many people have called our committee asking the same question you're asking us on what is the progress with compensation of victims. So there's a difference between our committee and the Makao Mutua Task Force. The Makao Mutua Task Force is only limited to coming up with a framework.
Yes.
Yeah, compensation of victims. Now, for us, the committee, that's only on one agenda of 10 agendas. So it is them to come up with a framework so that it can ensure everyone who was a victim of protest or compensated.
Yes.
So our work is to oversight their task force. Wanishika. So have we met the Nini? Have we met the committee Makao Mutua so that they can update us? No. You know why?
Yes.
Because their matter is in court. You remember?
Yeah.
They were taken to court and they told us it will be unconstitutional because one of the agenda items hapa ni adherence to the rule of law and obeying court orders. It will be unconstitutional for the task force to continue doing its work while they are still facing a court case going on. Unashika? Na tumeelewa hiyo. So once we have let them to continue with the litigating their matter, sisi tunaendelea na hizi agenda items zingine. On the issue of compensation of victims, we are, bana bro, me, Jacom was very categorical, bana. If there's one thing I'm telling you, that our people, even in ODM, will want us to do, of the 10 points. Bana, when we meet ODM people, they tell us, bana, we don't care about the other 9. Of course they care, but they say, if there's one thing your committee should be known for, ni compensation your victims. So mine is to urge all the players in this, boss, all Kenyans know that there were victims who were affected.
Yes.
Right? Please. I believe in mediation, bana. I don't believe in taking everything to court. We can have a win-win formula, bana, for guys who are suffering, bana. Kuna watu bado wako na hospital bills mwafu, bana. Wanachanga, bro. Kuna mtu mwenye ako on constant medication. Anataka dawa mazee. Walikuwa amputated, they need antibiotics, not those kind of things. Wanaenda kwa medical checkups every month. They need money. And so, these guys wako na hiyo list yote, but they cannot distribute that money or they cannot put a framework before the court case is up. But so who is the court case benefiting? No one, because it's the victims who are suffering. So I want a situation where as a country we need to agree. Tunajua that there are people who need to be compensated. It might not, vile mwafa amesema, it might not bring back your life or your limb. But bro, bana, it will alleviate some pain. It will make you bounce back to normal, at least some semblance of normalcy. Let's help them, bro.
Okay.
So when the time comes, tutapeana report, but their matter is still in court, and the issue of compensation is still held in abeyance.
Okay. And number 7?
Number 7 ni maneno ya let me show you. Number 7 ni maneno ya national debt. Now this is interesting. You know, I saw the senator for Busia Okia Mtata go to court wakisema ati kuna odious debt. Unakumbuka? Now, let me read for you agenda 7 of the 10-point agenda, the national debt. An urgent audit must be conducted of how much has been borrowed in the past and how it has been used. Going forward, we must stop the ballooning of the national debt and ensure accountability for future borrowing. Lastly, we must ensure that money borrowed is used in a manner that grants an equitable benefit to all Kenyans in every region of the country, since payments are made by all from taxes regardless of their location.
Okay.
So mwaf imagine, mtu ameborrow Eurobond or any other debt, alafu, akikuletea list of projects amefanya, bana kuna mtu wa Samburu bana hajajiona kwa hiyo nini. Yet, analipa taxes ya kupay hiyo debt. So Jacom was very categorical. When you borrow loans to build government projects, ensure that these projects are distributed across the country. Ndio tukilipa sisi wa Kenya kila mtu aone mwenyewe nalipa Kenya nilisaidia. Unanishika? So we are going to audit. We met the minister for the CS for treasury. You know what Mbadi told us? Mbadi told us, mimi ni accountant by training. This is my right ministry because umeniweka kwa fish into water.
Yes.
The auditor general, the first thing he told us is to call the auditor general. Akamwambia, issue of national debt is a hot button topic at that time. Akamwambia, issue of national debt is a national discussion right now. I want you to come here at the ministry. Any document you want from me, I will give you. Because the office of the auditor general is the one supposed to audit.
Yes.
National debt. But the CS for treasury told us, I will not stand in the way of that audit. Ikipatikana that kuna mtu alistash for national debt, aliomba on behalf of Kenyans, akaficha offshore account, ni auditor general atatuambia. And we will tell Kenyans. Us is to oversight. Because the government committed to auditing the national debt. Ndio, mtu asiende court yaseme, ati the court should compel the government to open for us its books. Ndio to audit. The auditor general is already doing that because the CS for treasury told us. So national debt, number 7.
Okay.
Number 8, the fight against corruption. Now, this is interesting. Kenya needs to move from talk to action. Mwafu bana, unaenda kwa ofisi ya serikali. I don't know when the last time you went to a government ministry. The first thing you see on the gate, this is a no corruption zone.
This is a corruption free zone.
Unaambia nani bwana? Bro, kwani unaniambia, mimi nimekuja kuseek for services, unaniambia this is a no corruption zone. It means, you're aware bwana, kuna corruption inaendelea.
Yes.
Si wewe ushika huyu jamaa bwana, upeleka EACC, apeleka kokoti. So Jacom said, Kenya needs to move from talk to action. Tumeongea mambo ya fight against corruption for far too long bana. Kenyans need to start seeing action. Even me, I need to see action. Even you bro, you need to see action. So
inasemekanaga ukiona hiyo this is a corruption free zone, it means corruption there is free.
It's free.
Yeah.
It comes at no cost.
It's operating freely.
It's operating
But
freely.
kitu fani 0.7 and 0.8 ni maandishi ya sio mageni jijini. Because we know we need to know who are guys involved in craft. We see them.
Yes.
They've wamejaza news. There are tribunals. There are committees for this. So they are seen. They are actually brought to book, but nothing happens.
Actually.
So I think what kind of action that should take place is, wewe ndio umefanya hivi, these are the consequences. Because they don't suffer the consequences.
Yes.
Wanapeleka, there's someone who went, some guy for tourism board, went alienda nini ndani for like 2 weeks. Came back, went on with life. Like there, kuna wengine hapo hivyo sijui involved in sijui former minister for finance, involved sijui in billions. Kuna wengine wa Kimorel sijui wapi. We know them. So the Nini is not supposed to identify them because we've been identifying them. So the thing is, when you kona hii, return.
That is why Jacom said,
yes,
we have talked about corruption for far too long. One examples unanipatia. This is talk. If we know, listen Mwaf, we want a situation where ukisema huyu jamani mwizi, shika yeye.
Tupa ndani.
tumetoka kwa talk action ni kumshika yeye. So unasema huyu jamaa ni kama visa hii unasema kuna jamaa we ni wezi tunawajua unashika
actually it's theft actually.
Yeah, correct. So
it's just theft.
So tuseme Jacob alisema let's stop saying huyu jamaa ni mwizi. So shika yeye
akae na wezi wengine.
I'm serious. Because even me Muaf, when we live in this country, but we have one big talk shop, but we talk a lot about things. Let's ensure that we stop talking anymore. Mi napenda action, bwana vile Jacob alikuwa napenda action. So we need to see that goodwill. And I'm sure Kenyans also want to see that goodwill. So let's move from talk to action. Awa majamaa watatuambia since Musai ni agenda hii 10 points. Ni wangapi mmemove from talk ya kusema yule jamaa ni mwizi to kumshika na kumpeleka ndani kufanya asset recovery. Unajua kuna hii ni ya kurecover assets ya public funds imetumiliwa vibaya.
Yes.
So they are going to give us their records since we signed this document. How have you moved from talk to action?
Okay, because kikam to history, the fight against corruption.
Yeah.
Another thing that I have to bring up is just this week I hosted a few young people.
Yeah.
And these young people were involved in the Kazi Maju project, yes? Kazi Maju initiative.
Yes.
So they were telling me how they got a loan, 200,000 shillings from the National Youth Fund. I think it's the National Youth Empowerment.
Youth Enterprise Development Fund. Yeah.
Yes, Youth Enterprise Development Fund.
Yeah.
So they got a loan of 200,000 shillings.
Yeah.
In the bank, how much would they see? They'd see 181,000. So it means that 9.5% was maybe a facilitation fee, which they had no problem with. But then he loan wakambwa, they cannot withdraw it because maybe there are few people who didn't understand that. So this loan, they cannot withdraw it because it's going to be used to facilitate their travel ya kwenda abroad na vitu kama hizo. So wanaambwa that immediately they get this money, they have to transfer it to an agency. And this is the like employment agency. Kuna hiyo website nakwazi? National Employment
Authority.
Yes. So they have they have to transfer this money to an organization that's registered under your NEA. Then what happens next? See, now they're waiting for jobs. Kuna people who are saying that they started waiting for this job in April last year. Paka saizi hawaja travel.
Na pesa walisha waya.
Yeah. Pesa ilishaenda. They can't access the money. They can't access, yes.
Haini kujionea.
So hiyo ni hivyo. Alafu on top of that, skiza, wengine ni October. And they say that wamekuata wakimitu Warabu, wanaleta wa Mwarabu wanaambia Mwarabu ametoka Dubai. Wanashindwa Mwarabu ametoka Dubai ama ametoka Mombasa. Unajua Mombasa ukitafuta Mwarabu huwezi kosa. Alafu they are given these offers which makes no sense. Like wanaambiwa unataka kwenda kuwa nini in Dubai, unasema I want to be a driver. Yana naulizwa nataka kuwa nini in Dubai, nataka kuwa cleaner. Mtu mwingine anaulizwa nataka kuwa nini Dubai, mimi maybe naulizwa nataka kuwa nini Dubai, nasema nataka kuwa waiter. Do you know what the salary is? Our salaries are all the same. See, that's the first red flag. Alafu hiyo time we meet some random Arabs pale nini. But don't forget, the National Youth Empowerment Development Fund has already released the 200,000 shillings. And this 200,000 shillings now, since Ian has received it, I've received it and you've received it, now you have a debt to the government of 200,000 shillings. And where are you? Tayari bank inakutumia, inakwambia kuna ile standing order. Yes? So bank inakutumia, inakwambia, you received money. You're supposed to be paying us. You need to start paying. Yeah. But uko Nairobi, you've never gone anywhere.
Ukuna namba yao watu?
Yes, niko nao.
We will want them to come bana, watuambie hizi vitu.
Yes, okay, nita connect now. And you see, they tell you that, wanakuambia that even as they do this, when they confront like one of these agencies, they confronted that lady, and that lady was like, there's nothing you can do to me. Hakuna kitu mnizanifanyia. Another one went as far as kuambia the only way even any of you will go abroad is if somehow you are able to get the labor minister.
Yeah.
And the labor minister talks to this specific lady, then unazaenda majuu. Otherwise without that, hapa IKONINI tunakuanga na place naitwa.
That's wrong bana.
Yeah, kuna place naitwa kwa Kajitombe. Nakuanga wenda hiyo place naitwa hivyo ungoje. There's nothing that's going to happen to us. And don't forget, this money that has been stolen is our money as taxpayers. This money has not come from outer space. So you have to look at this. Hata tukiko to the agenda where there was protect the youth. The youth are not getting protected.
No, I see.
The fight against corruption. Yeah. This was this week. And I think one of the luckiest things that the Kenyan government has gotten is Kenyans don't love real stories. This week Kenyans tumekuwa tukifuata kama Mario Naipei amevaa suruali. Hii story ingine ya where serikali imevua citizen suruali hakuna mtu amekuwa akifuatilia. You are more worried about Opande than vile kipande inatumika.
Wanasemanga tunapenda gossip.
Yes.
Na scandals.
Kuzi story hujaisikia. So umesikia juu ya suruali ya Naipei umesikia, si ndio? But hii story ya hii scandal ya how
No.
and it's like
yes, it's that and
there
hugging
so
trees.
many.
Yes.
There's so many youth that are suffering. Like even right now as I talk, the reason why that has come up is one of them has sent me just that thank you. They're like, for once, because they tried mainstream media and no one was ready to listen to them. So I sat down with them and they were there. Even there's one lady who was like, I'm so afraid because of how I've been told that the people have told her that we are protected by the CS. She was so afraid that she didn't appear on camera. If you see the thumbnail, we've hidden her face. And she was like, I'm afraid of Alfred Mutua. Not I'm afraid of anyone else. And that's part of the government. And then you look at such initiatives and you're like, if the government is trying to endear itself to the youth, how then do you steal from the same people? How do you steal from vulnerable people? These are people who are ready to go to foreign countries. You know, to earn how much? 30,000 shillings.
Plus the younger you are, the more naive you are.
Iansikia hiyo mtu yuko ready kuenda a foreign country to earn 30,000 shillings. Do you know how much 30,000 shillings is useless in Dubai? You see, but they are ready to go there. That's how desperate they are. And you still steal that from them. This is after the government gave you an exclusive contract to be their agency. That means that the government is already paying you. You understand?
Also, you know, 30,000 shillings in Dubai is not the same as 30,000 shillings in Kenya.
Yes.
Because mimi nakumbuka nikiwa majuu because I was in Norway. Nikisoma.
Yes.
Nikipewa pesa nilikuwa natuma pesa ingine nyumbani. Unanishika? Yetu huko pia niko na mahitaji.
Yeah.
Unanishika? So, ukiwa Kenya, the 30,000 shillings ni ya nyumbani alone. Because uko nyumbani. But ukiwa Dubai or Norway or wherever, unasplit your do bana because kuna watu wengine uliacha nyumbani. And so, I agree. Mwaf, the reason why I came here is because, first, I told you, vitu kama hizi huwezi pata kwa some media stations.
Yes.
There's a reason why IKONINI podcast, there's a gap that you people feel. With regards to credibility ya watu wanaza trust na issues zao za common mwananchi.
Yes.
Alafu you be their voices in the public space. Bro, don't take that for granted. Now imagine through that I've got to know about it. And now before I finish nitawaambia watu andike hizo memoranda because we are now beginning to go outside our duty stations to go and meet Kenyans in situ. So that watu sikize hizo maoni zao hizo vitu wenye anakuambia wasikuja kwako wakuje kwetu. Sasa
mi kitu moja naweza request nile siku watakuja kuwa meet. Make sure me to invite so that we can also actually confirm to people that muliwa meet. Check it because there's a lot of bunch of youth and they were here and you could see how much they've lost hope. Najua because they felt like this is a government project. This is one of the things that was supposed the government was trying to save them. And then they come to realize that they are not only in debt. But the people who are corrupt have benefited. Najua because this is 181,000 per applicant and they're saying that I think they're in a group of like around 500 people and none of those 500 people has traveled. We did a quick calculation. We found that's a scandal of at least 90 million if you remove the 19,000. That is, if you include the 19,000, then it comes to around 100 million. That's a 100 million shilling scandal. Looks like very little money, but for a lot of us, if you give me 100 million shillings today, I can be able to quit this podcast and just live happily ever after.
So Mwaf, because of that issue, I have undertaken on your show, we are going to write to NEA, to the National Employment Authority, because it's a government agency. We will want to hear from them what really is happening. Alafu, we are going to give Kenyans feedback on the issue about your labor mobility.
Alafu pia kama access ya CS mtu amwambia kuja ikonana atuambie because pia the same plea was brought up here so we'd want to hear his nini. But that was agenda number 9 ama?
Okay, so tulikuwa kwa agenda
that was wastage of
tulikuwa kwa agenda number 9 sasa tuko number tulikuwa kwa agenda number fight against corruption. Sasa tuko agenda number 9.
Yes,
stopping wastage of public resources and promoting government efficiency.
Okay
that is self-explanatory bana.
But one of the hardest to execute because like right now what I hear is most county governments spend more on salaries than anything, sindio?
So you see, Mwaf, we met the controller of budget the other day. But you see, you know, the image I had of government out here before I started engaging them was these guys who are rigid, hawawezi wapatia information. The only thing I think that why Kenyans are our trust gava is because of the bureaucracy.
Yes.
But bana, there are guys, there are technocrats in government who are knowledgeable bana. Unakaa na mtu bana kama huyo controller of budget. Akuna figures kwa fingertips. So on the issue ya wastage anakuambia mpaka to the T, bro. But I'm just telling you, is stopping of wastage of public resources, every Kenyan is concerned. Mwaf bana. You don't need to have 2 cars bana if you can only travel in one, for example. Right? I'm just giving an example.
Yes.
Or
every new, do you know every new county government wakiingia they buy new
You have to
V8s.
change vehicles.
And don't forget, these Prados are like some of the most stable cars. Even terrorists use them. that's how much the Toyota brand is respected.
true, by the way.
Even terrorists wanatumiaga. Wanataka kuniambia terrorists anaendesha kitu ya 2024. Anaendesha hata kwa 2001. These are very stable cars. For every new county government, like every new incoming government, to buy new cars, it's just wasted of public resources. Nacheki. And I feel like these are the things where, like, because you're not on paper, I'm like, how can this be executed? Because they're still going to waste public funds unless it's put into law by like the legislative arm that you can't buy any new cars. Then inaweza kuwa nini. Otherwise, and even with that, I think they'd vandalize the cars.
I think Mwaf, what the Gen Z movement has taught us is if you have a generation of woke Kenyans, Kenyans who are knowledgeable and can interrogate documents. Unakumbuka during the Gen Z movement started as reject finance bill. Bana walikuwa nachambua bana kila clause kwa kila clause.
Yes.
Mpaka wanasema hii itaku affect hivi. So when we have woke Kenyans or a generation of Kenyans who are knowledgeable about acts of parliament and our laws, they can better be placed to be watchdogs. Ukipitisha, for example, an anti-economic crimes act to fight corruption, wewe kuna jenzi fulani anaweza hiyo kitabu aende close by close aseme but you guys committed to, you know, unashika kwa nini mko na mbili instead of one or that kind of thing. So my advice is this, that kama kuna kitu umeona mahali kwa our laws that atu effect vizuri, you feel we need to tighten, or we feel much more advocacy needs to be done about it so that Kenyans can get to know more, ndio wakue wanajua what is the environment we are operating with regards to this issue, say, of public resources, for example. That way we can better be placed to, kama sahi unasikia kuna hii discussion about that the constitution is 15 years old, we need to start looking at whether it is effective or not. Unakumbuka hiyo kuna some discussion of referendum going on.
Yes.
You know, I want a situation where Kenyans, hii kitu ni ya wa Kenya. Mwaf bana, I'm sure hata wewe kuna law mahali umeona yenye hii law ni defective bana, we need to change it. Wewe kuja utuambie in my kwa maoni yangu kama Mwaf bana, host wa podcast na mimi ndo nakuwa affected na hii environment. If you want us to operate well in this environment bana, hizi maneno za kushika mtu kuna kamera say kwa street soma kitu kama hiyo, ensure that mmetighten hii law ama hii by law. Ndio nyinyi watu kama nyinyi muthrive and any other person, because we exist to put in place mechanisms ndio hizi vitu zikuwa implemented.
Yes.
Otherwise, sisi, we are not government employees to defend government. That's not why I'm here, bro. Bro, ukiwa na issue na serikali, we niambie, the operating environment for the issue I have with government is this. Solution ni gani? Solution ni kuiflip ikuwe hivi, itakuwa sawa. Mshaweka hivyo, sawa. Sasa tuko sawa. Unanishika?
Yes.
So that after you are done with the IKONINI podcast, one day somebody will remember Mwaf to be the person who highlighted the labor mobility issue ya kazi majuu and something was done about it.
Okay.
That's the role you play, bro.
Because with that in mind, I'd still say when you think about public wastage of funds, the first thing that comes to mind ni wanavile tumeenda kwa county governments. But I think the other thing that we are supposed to see is this had been posted by Money Academy. I don't know if you follow that
ile ya
page.
Twitter
Money
Money
Academy
Yes.
KE,
Sure
yeah.
guy or a lady bana kuna hiyo face ya
Yeah. So Money Academy on the 12th of January posted, Kenya's treasury has approved a 4 billion request from State House for additional financing in the current financial year 25-26. Ndio? This comes after State House spent more than half of its 4.6 billion budget in the first quarter of the financial year.
Yeah.
When you're talking about public wastage of public funds, those are the things we look at. Like, there's this one question that I've always asked kwa this platform, and the question is, if I'm the president and I'm trying to preserve my legacy, what would I repair first, State House or Kenyatta National Hospital? You understand? And these are the things, when I hear that State House is spending 4 billion, is spending how many billion for repairs and upgrading, I'm like, who's upgrading Kenyatta National Hospital? You see, this is the biggest referral hospital in Kenya. We hear that there is equipment that doesn't work. You've heard the tragic story of Ken Walibora.
ile alienda Mudhurwa. Ilikuwa Mudhurwa ama ni wapi Gikomba?
Yes. Have you heard about how he allegedly died at KNH?
I read it.
Which version did you hear?
Niliya ile version ya alipaka gari yake kwa kazi, akaenda Mudhurwa, I think alichukua nduthi akaenda na mguu.
Yes.
Alafu akakuwa knocked down kwa barabara.
Yes, because alikuwa na hepeshwa na machokosh. So that's insecurity killed him.
Yes.
So this is the first thing. So he parked his car in the CBD and allegedly walked. So he was walking huko Mudhurwa and then akaanza machokosh akakuja kumrob.
Yes.
Then since akashtuka akatry kuhepa. So akitry kuhepa, that's when he was knocked down by a car.
Yes.
But that's not where the story ends. When he was knocked down by a car, a matatu in Kenya decided, we're not doing business today, we are taking this guy to hospital. They didn't even know who they were taking to hospital. So the matatu stopped its business and took him to KNH. Upper KNH, people always wonder, why is Mwafrika always talking about Kenyatta National Hospital? This is supposed to be the place where Nkifikishwa. So apparently, allegedly, he arrived at KNH, and I'm saying this is according to stories mesikia kwa internet, at 10 a.m. And he was so badly injured. No one knew this is Ken Walibora. No one knew that this is some guy that most probably if you take him to Nairobi Hospital, he's going to survive. So no one attended to him for the next 8 hours. No painkillers, no sort of anything to keep him alive. He died 8 hours later. So that means that Ken Walibora could have been saved. Why? Because he had the money. But one of the things that stood out even after the accident here, Anthony Joshua, was money won't save you from incompetence in a country. So with that in mind, like, tukiangalia story ya Ken Walibora, then I look at KNH, I'm like, why are we repairing State House when we can expand this hospital? And apart from let's go and expand Mbagathi. Let's expand, like, there are all these hospitals. And this could be Ruto's legacy. Najua, there are people who hate Ruto. And no matter what he does, they'll never love him. I don't hate Ruto personally. What I want is change. And if he was to change that, afanye Kenyatta National Hospital ikuwe better. It's bigger, more efficient, more. Mr. Kistoria Nairobi Funeral Home, that should be the last thing, because we should be thinking of saving lives, not changing the name of City Mortuary. Tutoke from hapo, tuende Mbagathi. Tutoke from hapo, like Nairobi nijuage, when I'm in Nairobi, there's a certain level. Alafu tuanze na consequences. Ikuwe like, even if someone is brought in and they are not saved, even in a private hospital, the first thing has to be, let's save the life, then let's worry about payment later. Sindio? But here tu inakuwaga, you can be taken hali mahututi where a private hospital can save you, and they're like, no, we're not going to touch you. That's going against that medical, I don't know what. But you understand? So when
like
I think
if we treated the health sector the same way we treat, tunakuanga so strict na nemis ya watoto ya education.
Yes.
Like before you transfer the kid here to here, it's a headache. But unapata, well, you're not, ukienda in public hospitals, they're overwhelmed. First of all, they're understaffed. The guy who's even supposed to attend to you is underpaid. So akona that psychological fatigue. Akiona tu mgonjwa pia anakuwa mgonjwa. Then ukienda place ingine, they're taking advantage of you. Of which the government should facilitate the public hospitals and also regulate the private ones.
Yes.
Because now you're feeling like if you're sick, you don't know where to turn to.
Yes.
Ni kama ile kalamashaka.
Yes.
Kimbilia nani?
Polisi hapana, jambazi hapana.
Yes. So kukwa hivyo.
So let me tell you something. In anthropology school, because I'm an anthropologist.
What is that?
Anthropologists study human cultures.
Yes.
And why do we study human cultures? Because we can better be placed to solve societal dilemmas of our times.
Yes.
So how do we decongest hospitals? According to an anthropologist, you take care of what we call the social determinants of health. What are social determinants of health? Before you arrive at a hospital, umenipatia historia Ken Walibora.
Yes.
Before you arrive in an hospital, sema we kuna cholera, you are running your tummy, sindio? There's a reason why ulipata cholera. Kwa nini? Ulikunywa maji yenye contaminated.
Yes.
Sindio? And so maji iko contaminated predominantly ziko kwa environments gani? Ziko kwa environments zenye ziko unsanitary.
Informal settlements.
Unanishika? So the person treating cholera using a drug, anapatia huyo jamaa, huyo mtoto nini, huyo mtoto medicine, is not helping the patient. To decongest the hospital ndio mtu wa cholera zirudi tena, go and upgrade the condition of living. Provide clean, safe drinking water.
Yes.
Unanishika? And so on and so forth, so that you reduce cases of cholera reporting at the medical facility. Ndio wacha watu wanakuja kwa medical facility ni watu wenye wako hali mahututi. Because how do we decongest emergency care ya hospitali ya road accidents? Because saizi bana every hospital has an A&E department ya watu wanduthi. Nasikenga that every hospital siku hizi bana iko na ward ya watu wanduthi bana. Road accidents kwa sababu kuna nduthi.
I think hata Ian aliniambia 7th floor. On KNH ni 7th floor.
They are orthopedic wards.
Yes.
Na wamechukua nini wing yao.
So it's a whole floor, sindo?
So kwa nini tuko na accidents mingi za nduthi? Because apparently when Kibaki was the president, because history ya nduthi imeanza story Samia Kibaki.
Yes.
Apparently we liberalized the market ya kila mtu ku offer transport services.
Yes.
So that instead of kama una pesa ya kubai matatu, because matatu are expensive, you have to belong to a sacco, uombe loan kwa bank. Young person bana Gen Z ana pesa, ana bank account. Ya kutuna M-Pesa. Na nduthi is cheaper than matatu, and people need mobility from one place to another. So they did not envisage a situation where we have too many motorcycles, alafu they are scrambling for bottom line, because you have to make profit. Most of these are not owned by the people riding them.
Yes.
Ni mtu amenunua alafu alafu anakwambia every day unipatie 300 shillings. So whether you made 300 shillings or not, mpaka ulipe mwenye mtu anduthi 300 bob. So how do you ensure there are no wards anduthi ya accidents? Because these guys are chasing at the bottom line, ndio waende wa feed familia yao.
Yes.
You take care of why are people buying motorcycles, right? Why can't we have a public transport system that works? Mwaf. So that nilikuwa Norway, bro. In Norway, it's called the tram system. The train ya town service.
So nasema uko ulikuwa Norway, na Norway ni matata.
Norway bana mimi siko na nduthi Norway. Nduthi niko hizi mabikes hizi za watu wa quad bikes, hizo watu wa leisure.
Yes.
So when you have a public transport system that works, yenye mtu anajua, for me to get to the University of Nairobi from say Karen, I will use 20 minutes tops.
Yes.
Hakuna traffic jam. I can plan my time.
Yes.
There will be no need for you to hike on nduthi juko na traffic on another job interview. Mtu nduthi, there will be no need for him or her kuenda kuhaya nduthi kwa mtu mwenye nini ndiye apate pesa ya nini. So come up with a public transport system that works. Ensure that you provide the best services, because this is about quality, not quantity.
Yes.
Unanishika? And then wacha nikwambie, utaacha gari yako nyumbani, uingie kwa hiyo train service. Hiyo train utakuwa na employ wale watu wa nduthi. Mtu wa ticketing. We are saying kama ulikuwa unaendesha nduthi, we will be paying you 500 shillings per day. Kufanya ticketing hapa kwa tram, kwa train station ya Gava. You will be charged of the Donholm route, Makadara town, wewe Ruiru, you whatever. Hakuna nduthi, because we are all offering a transport services, but now the government wameweka public transport system that works for private cars and works for watu wenye wapana nduthi yenye hawana pesa ya kununua gari yao ya kwenda kwa kazi. You have sorted out the nduthi issue,
hakutakuwa na ward ya Nduthi Kenyatta.
But sasa swali naweza kuuliza ni is this a conversation being had like in government? Because I personally been known to say that I think the Nduthi market is oversaturated. That's number one. And I think that politicians are the ones who make this Nduthi thing continue. Where, in Kenya, you know that everyone will try and follow traffic rules except watu wa Nduthi na watu wa Mathri. So mtu wa Mathri anaweza come to your lane at any point. Okay, plus politicians, of course. So, so politician can drive in your lane. Police who are supposed to maintain law can drive into your lane. Yes. Nini wanaitwa nini? Watu wa Nduthi unakuaga hivi umekeep left ya keep right ataki kujua. And there's nothing you can do about it because ukimgonga by any chance unachomewa gari.
Yes.
So you understand? So you have to know that he has the right of way. And why does he have the right of way? Because in quotes he's struggling. What we forget is we are all struggling. You understand? Hata huo mtu yuko ndani ya Range Rover, he's struggling in his own way. So you can't use your struggles to break the law. But sasa tunajuaga watu wa Nduthi pia are needed by the politicians because according to politicians somehow watu wa Nduthi ni wengi kushinda the rest of the population. Which is stupid because of course the population will always be higher than watu wa Nduthi. But because of that, there's no one who's ready to regulate the Nduthi market. But I always say the only way to regulate the Nduthi market is, have you seen the new photos from Ethiopia?
Yes. The international airport.
Yes, and not even the international airport, the town itself, Addis Ababa.
Yes, nimeona.
They've gotten rid of Nduthis by coming up with a very efficient system. So nyinyi, without, yani wewe najua na deal na watu wa gava, do you think they're ready for that conversation whereby we can kill this industry, but kill it so well that no one even notices we've killed it? Because all we need to do is start a very efficient BRT system.
Yes.
And before you know it,
there will be no biashara for Nduthi.
Yes.
Open up the rail systems because it might not, they might not require to work in the rail system, the tram system. What it does, it will open up other areas.
Yes.
And other towns will emerge.
Because they're quite efficient.
Yes.
People will leave places.
Maybe farther. Nairobi will be decongested. So yeah. But
Bwana Mwaf, in 2022, I went to a city called Katowice in Poland. I went for the World Urban Forum because by that time I was consulting for the UN Habitat.
Yes.
Katowice is not the headquarters of Poland. The headquarters of Poland is called Warsaw. Warsaw is where the international airport, their JKI is in Warsaw. But between Katowice and Warsaw, it's like, ni kama Kisumu na Nairobi. Bro, we travel by train, bana.
Yes.
We were there in tops 3 hours. Tops 3 hours. Like unaenda conference Katowice, unarudi kulala Warsaw. Tops. Best of services. Hakuna breakdown ya train. That's why I'm telling you, what we need is government goodwill. To implement this visionary, because nasikia sahi tunataka kwenda Singapore. Hizi watu wajakom tulikuwa wanasema wajakom atupeleka Canaan. So here Canaan na Singapore sahi zina merge. But I'm just saying, if there is political goodwill, you can live in Kisumu, wewe unatoka Nyakach, you can go back home and build your dead capital, because nasikia wanasema ni dead capital. You can build a dead capital in Nyakach. Unakuja hapa podcast. Knowing train yako inatoka nini, inatoka SGR station hapa chini, hapa Nairobi Central Station, saa 2 ya usiku. Unaingia hivi, bro, in 4 hours, uko kwa hao yako unalala bana.
But unajua hiyo ni in 4 hours because tunatumia SGR. Otherwise ingekuwa tutumia standard gauge railway. It needs to be 2 hours maximum. It needs to be 2 hours stops. But you see sir, now shida ya Kenya is just cause Uhuru maybe in quotes made a mistake does not mean that Ruto should continue with the mistake. Like why is kwa nini bado anaendelea na standard gauge? You notice like now since hii mistake ingine sha happen, hii railway ingine kunafaa kuwa faster so that we think of now upgrading Mombasa to whatever at some point. But yes, I understand. But I think with all these conversations, the conversation has to come back to vile uko nasema, like how do we make transport number one safer and more efficient? And but all this pia ina go back to ile story ya wastage of public funds. Nyinyi since I think
let's stick to the health issue because KNH is important to you. You know, everyone who goes to a hospital anaenda there as last resort.
Yes.
Bro, when you're planning for your budget for the entire month, wewe Mwaf, hakuna mali unaandikanga nitakuwa mgonjwa, wacha niweke 10k in case of emergency.
Sick allowance.
Hakuna mtu anaandikanga.
Yes.
Kila mtu akona budget ya sherehe, uko na budget ya food, uko na budget ya school fees kama uko na mtoto kama mimi, uko na budget ya kila kitu except budget ya medical fees, emergency medical care, because it is emergency. So for you to find yourself in hospital, umelemewa bro. Unanishika? And so the hospital do not need to be congested, because essentially we should not be there. We are supposed to be at home. Right? So how do we ensure that only emergency cases are in hospital? By taking care of social determinants of health. For example, there are things we call diseases of poverty.
Yes.
It's in anthropology. I'm an anthropologist, so I'm speaking like an anthropologist. What are diseases of poverty? Kuna magonjwa yenye inakushika tu juu wewe uko poor, hauna do kwa mfuko, kama kwa shioko. Lack of nutritional balance. Haukuli proteins ya kutosha. Yes. Right? So unapata mtoto ametoka kwa nini ya umaskini, environment ya umaskini, anapeleka hospitali kwa sababu is about to die out of malnutrition.
Cholera.
Yeah. I was meeting some, because I have a friends who are medics, wananiambia saizi Kenya iko na what they are calling double burden of nutrition. Ati we have kids who are obese, wanakula sana, wako na pesa mingi, wanakula chakula, wanakula chakula ya fast foods. Low, by the way, fast foods are low nutritional value.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
You might think you are rich at unanunua ati kuku imefurahiwa sijui na oil gani boss. And then kuna double burden hii ya watu wenye wako na nini obesity na watu wenye wako malnourished.
Yes.
Hawana pesa ya kununua food. So we in the situation where when we take care of our poverty situation, yenye tumetoka kwa hiyo poverty line ikuje juu, at least kila mtu anaweza afford a meal a day, meal yenye iko balanced, we will have taken care of diseases of poverty. Unanishika? So utakuwa umedecongest children ward yenye wanapeleka story ya malnutrition. So hii kitu is very easy. Me, if I was the health CS, I will decongest hospitals not by employing more medics, not by building more hospitals, by taking care of social determinants of health. And how do you do that? When you want to avoid traffic road accidents za kuenda kwa emergency care ya utandudi, unakuwa na Minister for Transport unamwambia boss, let's come up with an elaborate program ya kukuwa na public transport system that works.
Yes.
Alafu watu wandudia watakuwa health hospitals zetu zimekuwa decongested. Wewe pia Ministry of Transport yako bana umepata kudos. For the first time tumepata BRT that works. It's a win-win situation for every ministry. So it's called an all government approach, I'm told. And so for me, I want a situation where we take care of the social determinants of health more.
Yes.
Ndio usibudgetia pesa ya medicine kwa sababu uko sure uko sawa. Your social determinants of your health are taken care of.
Because even when you say that, because we are looking forward to your SGR, Ilenenda Western, and we are looking forward to this whole Rironi Mau thing. But when you look at the whole Rironi Mau thing, you also have to understand that nothing is going to change. Why? I don't think road accidents happen because the roads are narrow. I've heard people say that road accidents because the roads are narrow. Tunakuwaga na Ian kwa expressway. And I think even ilikuwa on Tuesday night.
Yes.
Tulikuwa na Ian kwa expressway. Tulikuwa tunatoka
Syokimau.
And I remember I was moving at 80 kilometers per hour. Na napitwa na kila mtu. Mpaka nikaenjoy Ian. Do you know this is a 60 kilometer zone? But napitwa na kila mtu. And remember mimi mwenyewe navunja sheria. Niko 80. Because nikienda 60, the amount of flashing... Check it, the amount of flashing lights nitawekewa itakuwa too much. So I have to also break the law just to keep up. And that's what I always say, that even if we have 50 lanes, as long as people don't understand that the people who designed this road, there's a reason why they said 60. And with this 60, utafika kulonaenda safer and better than ukienda at 100. And these are all ways of government to make money. Why can't government have those cameras hapo? Alafu ikue, unajua alafu zingine niza kwa fine, hata niza kwa immediate. Umeenda hivi, ukienda kutoka kama ulikuwa unatumia ETC, ukienda kupita ETC, ulikuwa unafaa kulipa 400, unakatwa 3000. Uko like, the next time you'll observe.
Yes.
You'll observe. Yes. But you see, these are ways for government to make money and still create employment and still make our roads safer. What's going to happen? We are going to expand this whole Rironi thing and people are still going to go at 200 kilometers per hour. Kenya is not a country for 200 kilometers per hour. It's never been. But unakwamba juzi kuna msali onyesho kwa Mazda ameikanyaga mpaka imefika 200. Nakumbuka hiyo like iko like siogopi nini. So these things are, I always look at government and I'm like, the best thing about a third world country is the amount of opportunities to make money are immense, but we don't use them. So irironi itakuja, accidents will still be there. And you know what sad about accidents? Hata kwa hizi agenda zenyu zote, road accidents are not part of the agenda.
Now, there's a guy, you know Clay Muganda?
Yes, I know
He
him.
used to write for the
author.
Yes.
The columnist. Yes.
Bana, you should meet Clay, Bana. We should invite him to this podcast. Clay Muganda used to have a column called Clay Court. Like Koti. You know now you know how he has played with those words.
Yes,
because
yes.
tennis, there's something. There's the courts are clay.
Yeah.
Kuna grass.
Yeah,
tennis.
so Clay.
Clay Muganda
Yeah.
used to dedicate his column Clay Court to the issue of road accidents. And he used to say, unaona vile umesema ti road accidents, I don't believe they happen because roads are narrow. Clay used to conclude that road accidents happen because Kenyans are narrow-minded.
Oh, okay.
Instead of believing the roads are narrow,
We are narrow-minded.
it's our minds that are narrow. Because hatuna katasi. Ati wewe ndio uko na haraka kuliko mtu mwingine. Unanishika? Secondly, unadhani wewe ndio the only road user.
Yes.
You behave as if hii road ni yako peke yako. Unanishika? So it's about the Kenyan culture. You know, the reason why, and I'm sure we can discuss this. The reason why other East African neighbors hawatupendangi sana, wanasemanga si tuko aggressive, tuko na kizungu mingi. It is you see it manifesting here. Like, hakuna Mkenya atakupatia right of way. I'm telling you, hata kama ni ambulance, bro, they can see the siren. But there's this video naonga mtu anakimbia nyuma ya ambulance. So hiyo ambulance inampatia right of way. Ni kama saa yeye ndio ana rescue mtu pia. Hata na place anaenda. So somebody is asking, unaenda wapi by the way wewe? Tukikuuliza kuzuri, if I stopped you today and asked you, where are you rushing to?
Hakuna?
So Clay concluded, road accidents happen in Kenya because we are narrow-minded, not because roads are narrow. So mi nimekupatia cliche.
Yes, and nakwambia, like, me, when I look at all these things, I see opportunities to make money and still, and not make corrupt money. That's why nasema, wachi kama hii story sijia, hii citizen story ya wote. So, leo ukioverspeed kwa expressway, sindio? If we can't cut directly from your balance, sindio? Ian, what we can do is next time ukitumia hii expressway, ukitop up tu hivi, tunaikata immediately.
Correct. Kama kuliza.
You'll see, people will start behaving. Because the only way to make people behave is, number one, we need to cut the corruption thing. Kwa expressway utapata polisi. So that means we can digitize it and make sure that this money comes. And this is the money that we use to employ people to do other stuff. So tunatumia, and to still work in the transport sector. So for example, akunaga emergency response. Have you seen that every time that an accident happens in Kenya, susamaga the first respondents inakuagania kina nani? The eyewitnesses. And what's the first thing that they do?
They try to yank you out.
They yank you out. So if you are alive, they can mess you. Kama uko na chuma, let's say kitu imekudunga, this person who's not trained atakuja itoe and then you'll bleed out. Nachiki. So when you look at all these things, unaona, all I see, me usamaga, like, the best thing about a third world country is all you see are opportunities. So everywhere on a move, opportunity this, opportunity that, opportunity this, opportunity that, but we don't use this opportunity. So nyinyi wale mko close to the president mnafaa kumnaangalia. So all these roads will expand, but if you are to ask me, accidents will maintain. As long as niliona accident ingine ya South Africa, did you see it, where a matatu in South Africa carrying 12 kids just went into lane ingine because he was speeding, akapatana na trailer head on, 12 kids died. So you have to know that it's not about roads. South Africa has so many roads. Like, the road network in South Africa is mind-blowing. But as long as drivers drive recklessly, as long as the average person, taona hapa Kenya, utachiki, kuna wasi wana disigiwa say, like, unatumiaje expressway and you're going at less than 100. Why? Expressway, a lot of areas kwa expressway ni 60 km. They're not even 100. The expressway, so understand, there's so many ways to make money.
Mwaf, I like that suggestion of Yasile ya, ukioverspeed, the next toll station ukilipa, wanakucharge hapo on the spot.
Yes.
Bro, hakuna kitu Kenyans hawapendi kama kulose money. Asikudanganyi. Ati maze, you're pinching my, you're like pickpocketing me na naona, next time sita, kama ni street, kama ni Lutuli ulizanyiwa na chokora, hautai rudi Lutuli anymore. Kenyans hawapendi where they're losing money. And I think we need to those ideas that you have, me I think, but those are very brilliant ideas. They are painless ideas.
Yeah, ni haraka na kuna police involved.
No one is shooting
police.
you. Yeah, no one is bro beating you. You just feel it in your pocket.
Doesn't even need to
Kama
be
ile story ya instant fines za polisi yenye walikuwa nasema instead of going to court niandike hiyo fine nilipe hapa ndio niende.
Yes.
Wanishika because talking about corruption, mtu ameshikwa na karao ana negotiate na yeye, the government loses money with regards to instant fine, unampatia 10% of the money you're supposed to pay the system. So the government loses money na mtu anaweka kwa pocket. So I like that idea of instant fines. It saves your time, because if you're rushing to work na instead of you going to court, you enda kwa koti kwanza, have you pounded your vehicle, you must go to court now pay a fine. Tell me how much for overspeeding.
Yes.
So that I know if you catch me overspeeding nilipe wapi. You've learned your lesson. You've hemorrhaged money. You go your way. It saves you time. It gives government money, and it gives us services as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need to come up with, but here come to, if you have to go back to your story of wastage, I think the fish rots from the head. If Kenyans can see State House wasting money,
Yes.
then we understand why the rest are wasting money.
Yes.
Nacheki. And to me, hospitals, I always look at hospitals and I'm like, this is where it needs to start. Like, we need to reach a level where by if I go to a public hospital, it's not a death sentence. Do you know, like in 2026, we still have 2 patients sleeping on the same bed. Huyu anaweza kuwa his immune system is compromised. Amelala next to huyu mwingine. So huyu anaua huyu akuwa nafaa kukufa. They both end up dying, not cause walikuwa nafaa, but because they're sharing the same bed. So that's why inaangalia for wastage of public funds, we have to look at vitu kama hizo vile. Alafu tuko tumefika number 10 ama?
Tumemaliza number 10. I
Yes.
think number 10 is very simple. Hii ni protecting and promoting sovereignty of the people, the rule of law and constitutionalism. History of obeying court orders.
Yes.
So nasikia hiyo story of abductions and extrajudicial killings. It's here. The rule of law requires the government and its officers to obey court orders and only challenge the validity of judicial pronouncement through legal processes. The spectre of abductions and extrajudicial killings do not bode well for democracy.
Okay.
Suppression of constitutional freedoms, including free speech, expression, assembly and media must stop. Like Giacomo was very categorical, but wacha wa Kenya waongee. By the way, Giacomo is the only one person who has never sued the media. Ati umenipublishia, na you see the way headlines and scream in his name when he was alive. Like unasema acha watu waongee bana.
Yes, the price of freedom of speech.
That's the price of freedom of speech, bro. Na unaanga in some countries bana watu wanasemanga ati I can only guarantee you freedom of speech, but I can't guarantee you freedom after speech.
Yes.
And that's between you and the government. Now Giacomo was very categorical bana mwaf. Hata mimi, you know me, since niweka kwa hii committee, kuna watu who have been saying things about me. Oh, Guda, you are a sellout. Sijui, umejoin government. Sijui, you are trading on. Bro, I have never blocked. I don't block those guys. I'm telling you. Me, contrary to, by the way, me, I don't block people who insult me. Because, bro, if you are only surrounded by yes men, bana, Mwaf, by the way, I want to encourage you. If you want to develop in life, identify the people who give you feedback, your friends who give you feedback. Unajua ujama, this guy means well for me.
Yes.
Unanishika? Yenye uko sure hii criticism si ile ya kunihat, ni ile ya kunijenga. Bro, you will go far in life. That's why for me, I've opened my social media. Mimi si blocking mtu.
Hata mimi. Mio ni one of the things I take pride in is the fact that mutu kanwa sana. Like even I think hii time nikikuhost.
Kwanza wewe.
Ian pia niko short atukanwa juu tumekuhost. Tutasemekana that tumelipwa na government to sanitize the government. And there are these people who have these very wild conspiracy theories where somehow mtu kama mimi nimelipwa na gava and then the next day I'll be there criticizing the same government, but somehow the government still pays me. So and I always believe in that pia, like blocking people, it's too much effort and people will always talk. I think that's one of the things. So nataka tuende back to pre appointments zako. But before that, something I've noticed that's very interesting about you is something I also noticed about what's his name? Khalif Cairo. I think at I am a notice. So inasemekanaga that a kingdom is run by a king, sindio? And that means that a country is run by a
country is run by a president.
So by you, inakuagani what? There's that joke that a kingdom is run by a king, sijui a what is run by what so inakwaga a country is run by a cant lakini kitu interesting
uko na ufala
but kitu interesting juu yako is you just like Caliph Cairo according to you your countries are run by counts because unasemaga country I noticed, I don't know if it's a Twitter thing.
Me I say country.
Yes. Pia nani nasemaga the same.
Because
I noticed that.
Not silent.
No, they.
Okay, depends the school you went. I went to Maseno school.
Yeah.
Huyu jamaa alienda starehe bwana.
Zizi.
Alienda wapi mamangu?
Zizi walienda.
Nina jamhuri.
Acha watu wa jamu. Ona in one of Nani's lines jua kali mabesti yangu nilisoma nao jamu ile story ya ruka ina mkono rakumula jamu watu wa jamu bana big up bana
mabesti
so umegetia joke ya if what is run by what then what is run inakwaga it's just a joke so the two of you say country I always find that to be super interesting of course
it's never occurred to me by the way I need to be very very keen.
Yes, this is not our language. So now let's go back to 2024. So 2024, before you are abducted.
I abducted myself.
Yes, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But you were one of the biggest critics. Wa Igava.
Okay.
So of course one of your clarion calls ilikuwa the penny. We shall be there no matter what.
Yeah.
But another interesting thing, I always credit you with this.
Yeah.
Were you the one who started calling our deputy president Soprano?